Manhattan Project was one of the most ambitious and consequential scientific and engineering endeavors in history. It was the secret US project during World War II that developed the atomic bomb, fundamentally altering the course of history and science. Here is the inspiring story of the Manhattan Project, along with 20 fascinating facts about it. Inspiring story of the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was born out of necessity during World War II, driven by the fear that Nazi Germany was working on a similar nuclear weapon. Under the leadership of General Leslie Groves and physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer, the project brought together some of the world's greatest scientific minds, including Albert Einstein, who indirectly inspired it, Enrico Fermi, Richard Feynman, and others. Starting as a modest research initiative, it grew into a massive collaboration that united over 130,000 people across the US. The project demonstrated the power of focused innovation and teamwork, ultimately leading to the successful detonation of the first nuclear bomb in July 1945 during the Trinity test in New Mexico. The bombs developed, Little Boy and Fat Man, were later dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, hastening the end of World War II and shaping the post-war geopolitical landscape. Top 20 interesting facts about the Manhattan Project. 1. Start of the project. It officially began in 1942, but preliminary research on nuclear fission had been ongoing since the late 1930s. 2. Code name. The project was named after the Manhattan Engineer District in New York, even though much of the work was done elsewhere. 3. Albert Einstein's role. Although Einstein did not work directly on the project, his letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, co-written with physicist Leo Szilard, urged the US to develop nuclear weapons. 4. Unprecedented scale. At its peak, the Manhattan Project employed over 130,000 people and cost nearly $2 billion, equivalent to about $30 billion today. 5. Secrecy. The project's scope was so secret that even Vice President Harry Truman was unaware of it until he became president in 1945. 6. Trinity test. The first successful test of an atomic bomb, known as the Trinity test, conducted on July 16, 1945 in the New Mexico desert. 7. Massive infrastructure. Entire towns were built for the project, including Los Alamos in New Mexico, Oak Ridge in Tennessee, and Hanford in Washington. 8. Los Alamos. This site became the heart of the project, where theoretical and practical work converged under Oppenheimer's leadership. 9. Diverse team. Scientists from various countries, including refugees from Nazi-occupied Europe, worked together on the project. 10. Enrico Fermi's contribution. Fermi achieved the first controlled nuclear chain reaction at the University of Chicago in 1942, a milestone for the project. 11. Isotope separation. The process of separating uranium-235 from uranium-238 at Oak Ridge was crucial and employed thousands of workers. 12. Gadget. The plutonium bomb tested during the Trinity test was nicknamed the Gadget. 13. Espionage. Soviet spies infiltrated the Manhattan Project, gaining critical information that later helped the USSR develop its own atomic bomb. 14. Little Boy and Fat Man. These were the nicknames for the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, respectively. 15. End of the war. The bombings in August 1945 forced Japan to surrender, effectively ending World War II. 16. Ethical dilemmas. Many scientists, including Oppenheimer, wrestled with the moral implications of their work after witnessing the devastating effects. 17. Legacy of science. The project spurred advancements in nuclear physics, medicine, and energy. 18. Nobel laureates. Several scientists who worked on the project either were or became Nobel laureates, such as Fermi and Niels Bohr. 19. Manhattan Project National Park. Sites like Los Alamos and Oak Ridge are now part of the Manhattan Project National Historical Park, commemorating the project's legacy. 20. Enduring impact. The project marked the dawn of the nuclear age, reshaping international relations, science, and warfare forever. Lessons and inspiration. The Manhattan Project highlights the extraordinary power of human ingenuity and collaboration, even under extreme conditions. However, it also serves as a cautionary tale about the ethical responsibilities of science and technology. The scientists involved demonstrated the potential for innovation to shape the world, but their work also sparked global debates about peace, war, and humanity's future. The legacy of the Manhattan Project is a call for responsible innovation, where technology is wielded wisely to benefit humanity. The story of the Manhattan Project has inspired several Hollywood films, showcasing its historical significance and ethical dilemmas. Here are a few notable movies that delve into the project's themes, characters, and impact. 1. Oppenheimer, 2023, directed by Christopher Nolan. This biographical drama focuses on J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. It explores the scientific breakthroughs, the emotional and ethical struggles of Oppenheimer, and the political fallout of the Manhattan Project. The movie is praised for its gripping narrative, visual effects, and deep exploration of the human cost of scientific achievement. Key cast: Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, and Robert Downey Jr. Themes: ethical responsibility of science, political intrigue, and personal turmoil. 2. Fat Man and Little Boy, 1989. This movie dramatizes the Manhattan Project, focusing on the collaboration between General Leslie Groves, played by Paul Newman, and J. Robert Oppenheimer, played by Dwight Schultz. It captures the tension between military urgency and scientific discovery, along with the ethical concerns of building a weapon of mass destruction. Key cast: Paul Newman, Dwight Schultz. Themes: military authority versus scientific freedom, moral conflict. Key 3, The Manhattan Project, 1986. This fictional thriller takes inspiration from the real Manhattan Project but presents a modern twist. It follows a teenager who secretly builds a nuclear bomb as a protest against military secrecy. While not directly about the historical Manhattan Project, it reflects concerns about nuclear proliferation and misuse. Key cast: John Lithgow, Christopher Nolan. Themes: nuclear responsibility, secrecy, and youthful rebellion. 4. Day 1, 1989. This TV film provides a detailed historical account of the Manhattan Project, from the early days of nuclear research to the deployment of the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It portrays the key figures, including Oppenheimer and Groves, and the ethical debates surrounding the project. Key cast: Brian Denny, David Strathairn. Themes: historical accuracy, scientific ambition, and moral dilemmas.
5. Dr.
Strangelove, 1964. While not directly about the Manhattan Project, this black comedy by Stanley Kubrick satirizes the Cold War nuclear arms race, which was a consequence of the project. It highlights the absurdity of nuclear brinkmanship. Key cast: Peter Sellers, George C. Scott. Themes: nuclear paranoia, absurdity of war. These films vary in tone, from serious drama to satirical commentary, but each offers a perspective on the profound impact of the Manhattan Project and the atomic age. For a historically accurate and emotionally rich depiction, Oppenheimer, 2023.